Jeff Cohen, your host. Have an amazing conversation. We're going to bring Todd Gurvis in. Todd's been with us the last few weeks talking about finance, your money, where the markets are, and frankly, before this call, he and I have been going back and forth about where is the money? Where is the money? So I'm really curious about that because I'm not seeing it, and there are a lot of folks out there that are wondering as well. Now, listen, I know people are getting money. Like we know some of it is coming through. But we also know that while some of it is coming through, it's not what we expected. We're not getting any notifications. It's like big surprises or little surprises or tiny surprises are showing up on people's door. But still yet, most of us have no surprise. So I'm in that role just like many of you, although I did speak with a client of mine today that said, yeah, we had a $5,000 advance show up in our bank today. And they were expecting 10. And frankly, you know, after learning this week that it's now $1,000 per employee, it has me wondering, like, are they going to lose some of that money if they don't have 5 employees? Like, how is the government actually keeping track of that? And how do we know that we are able to be the recipients of whatever money there is? I am befuddled. I have no confidence in our system today. I know the government has done everything it can to have us feel like something good is happening, but saying the words only lasts so long. Companies are going out of business. People are losing their jobs. $10,000 as an advance is a nit for any company with any number of employees. It will not last. So if our government really stands behind our ability to have the economy survive, then they've got to do something about communication. They've got to get effective when it comes to transmitting money. They've got huge problems to solve. And unfortunately, it's not really possible for them to get a pass on this today. It's not really possible. Most of these companies, they can't pay rent. They can't pay their employees. Their employees are lining up to get food from anyone that will give them a handout. It's not okay. And that's what's happening in today's world. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that in our society, we are just really set up for people to live paycheck to paycheck. And that does not work. Not having a base of funds to protect yourself is not a solution. We can't count on our government when times get tough. And there are a lot of great organizations out there that are trying to be helpful. There are a lot of great organizations out there that are doing everything they can to prop companies and individuals up. And it's never going to be enough. We have to count on ourselves. We have to rely on ourselves. And right now, for those of us that need support, it's unfortunate. And it really does hurt. Like, I can tell you, there are a lot of folks out there that have pride that are having to swallow it today because they want to care for their families. And there are a lot of business owners out there that have a lot of pride, and they'll do whatever they can to help people. And if their business can't survive, they can't help the people. So I'm pissed. I'm pissed that the rules of the game seem to be a moving target. I'm pissed that some people are getting money and other people are not, and we have no idea what the rules of that game are, and that there's no communication from our government. And I'm really disappointed because here was our government saying, we want to do everything we can to help you. And it's just totally been missed. Like, it's just a botched exercise in saving lives. It's a botched exercise in saving businesses. It's a botched exercise in saving families. And, you know, I wish there was something more I could do or say right now. And I want to just invite you, if you're out there and you have something you want to say, share, or comment, that you do that. Like, please, you know, jump in and share and let people know how you feel and what's happening or not happening. So anyway, with that, I want to introduce Todd. Todd, can you share with us, like, what's happening in the world? What is going on with all of the stimulus? Like, what do you see and what do you hear? And, you know, what can we do?
Sure. What's happening in the world? Now I feel like I should be looking for Carmen Sandiego. You will notice in addressing one of those first things, which is for people, something on everybody's mind is, where's my stimulus check? Now, those deposits have been rolling out all week. But as you and I were talking about, thank you, just before we went live, a lot of people aren't getting an electronic deposit. If you did not receive for 2018 or for 2019 because you filed already, so in other words, last year or this year, a direct deposit. So if you owed money, you're one of those people who's not going to get a check. But if you received money back, you're getting an electronic deposit. Many of you have gotten it. However, if you didn't, you can ask for it and not have to wait for a paper check. Go to this website right here, www.irs.gov/coronavirus/get-my-payment, little hyphens there. And you can ask for direct deposit. You can add the link. If you're waiting for a paper check, they should start rolling out in waves over the next several weeks. I can't tell you for sure when you'll get it. So those checks, however, understand, are $1,200 per person, $500 for each child. So if you are a single filer, no kids, you're getting $1,200. If you are a single parent with one child, you're getting $1,700, so on and so forth. Married couple is going to get $2,400 plus. But there are phase outs on income. If your income is too much, over $99,000, you're not getting it. So be aware, you may or may not be eligible for a check. Your CPA is a good person to touch base with, who will tell you based on your last year's return, you're eligible or you're not. I know we had Gene on last week, Gene Cohen, and I think he made reference to some of that.
Yeah, and he'll be back next week as well.
Yeah. But, you know, be on the lookout. If you're not expecting an electronic deposit, you can still ask for one. Just go to this website. Trying to point, but it's not there. Go to this website here.
It's go to this website. Point down.
Yeah, you're right there. I was trying to. There we go. Go to this website. My hand turned blue. The other thing I do, of course, want to, as I always do, quickly touch on where the markets ended up for the week. The Dow closed today just shy of 3%, up 2.99%. The NASDAQ, which has been going up while the large caps haven't, our smaller stocks, ended the day up 1.38%. The S&P 500, our large industrials, up 2.68%.
If
that's the day.
If I'm just an average guy and I don't actually track that information,
here's the thing.
That means.
Well, here's the thing to understand. It means that your money, your holdings, if you have money in the market, whether you own stocks, you own a mutual fund, the odds are, and two of those are large companies, the Dow Jones and S&P. One of them is smaller companies, the NASDAQ. It is telling you that the value of your stocks, your holdings, is worth more now than it was at the beginning of the day. If you have primarily large companies, which are tracked by the Dow Jones, which is the 30 largest, or by the S&P 500, the 500 largest market cap, you've been living in interesting times, the old Confucian curse. This week went up for a day, went down for a day, went up for a day, went down for two, went up for a day. So we've had literally a ping pong in both the Dow Jones and the S&P, Whereas our smaller stocks, our small and mid-cap stocks, the NASDAQ has been on a slow climb all week. The reality, and I made reference this to last week when we had a month since the plunge, we have been on a steady climb upward. We continue to be on a steady climb. The Dow closed today at 24,242, up from a low of about 18,500 5 weeks ago.
Wow.
Wow. We're in a climb. That having been said, I am going to tell people, expect volatility, expect a lot of swinging in the markets for some time to come. As the economy starts to open back up a bit, there's going to be reactions in both ways. The large money investors are happy. They're putting money in. Why? Because things are on sale. If you've been thinking about funding an account for your kids or grandkids' college account, you have some cash in, good time to put it in there if it's in a mutual fund or a 529, because the market is on sale. If it's long-term savings, it's a good time. If this is money you need in a few months, not a good time.
Hey, Todd.
Yes.
What was the peak market price prior to COVID?
I'll give you the exact day if you'll give me a minute.
Sure. Well, what I'm really curious about is like just to get related to like, okay,
we were above 29. So
what were we at?
We were at 20. The high was on February 12th, and it was 29,551 and 42 cents. That's the Dow, which is what people talk about.
So we went from 29,000 down to 18,000.
551, and today we closed at 24,242. So we are still down almost 20%. But so we are still in what they call bear territory. We're still in a down market. Bear markets are a great time to buy if you have time. But here's the thing I'm going to say before you worry about any of that. As a small business owner, you need to be focused on the short and intermediate term. Do you have adequate reserves? Something I normally tell all my clients, I tell my individual clients, I want you to have 3 to 6 months of liquid fixed expenses accessible. You want to be able to cover if you lose a job, if you're ill, you want to be able to cover at least the next 3 months of your basic, my rent or mortgage, my utilities, groceries, medical expenses. If you are a small business owner, I usually tell you, you want 6 to 8 to 12 months. Well, now I'm telling my small business owners, now you understand why. Add even a few more months, because this will be a slow recovery. This is what people in the market, people who are financial advisors call a black swan. Happens once in 100 years. This is a time like that where you want to be keeping things liquid. You want to have cash because today's business level may not be the same as next week's.
Hey, Todd. That's really amazing input, and I don't know that people are aware of this. Some people may be, but I subscribe, and I'm actually certified as a profit first professional. And what that means is that it's a cash management strategy. There's a great book written by Mike Michalowicz. I invite you guys all to read it, but if you have questions about it, please feel free to email me directly, and I'll be happy to share. But what you're describing is a solution to when things like this hit. A lot of people have a big question, how do I get there? And the Profit First program is that roadmap. A lot of people, they don't realize that they actually have hidden money in their business. That hidden money is there. And I spend a lot of time with clients working through with them. How do I go from I'm struggling to make it to actually have profit that I know exists and have money put away for those emergency expenses, for my employees, for my taxes, for my profit. So that way I don't keep investing in the business without having a return. So I want to just say thank you for bringing that up. It's a huge, huge factor. And I really invite people, if you can see this book, Go out and get it. And then shoot me an email, and I'm happy to be your guide and help you implement the program.
Yeah. I'll add to that offer. I encourage people, quite frankly, you should be working with, at some level, some financial organization. You should have a financial advisor. Now, I may sound a little biased as a financial planner to say that, but you should have somebody that is advising you. Or at bare minimum, you should be tracking it yourself using Mint or eMoney, any of these cash worksheets. Jeff, I'm looking to see if for a moment I can share my screen, and I want to show an example.
Sure.
So what I want to show is, if it'll let me, let's see if it lets me do this. Share the screen. Are you seeing this budget sheet? Did I do this right, Jeff?
We are all seeing it.
Okay, so something like this. Now, this is something that actually I use as a starting point with clients, and I give them this, and you'll notice it's talking about their income, their home expenses, and every small business owner should do something like this, because the point of our business, and we all live in our business, is to take care of our home, is to provide an income for ourselves, our partners, or spouses, our kids, or grandkids. It's to drive our home. We may work because we love to work. We certainly do what we, in particular, do in small businesses because we love doing this and we love that feeling of having some control. But this right here is a tool I use with every client. If somebody would like this, Jeff, I know you often put this. Actually will do all the calculations, show you what's critical, show you what's coming in, what's going out.
Yeah, I mean, Todd, your email is right there.
Anybody who wants that, my email address is there at the bottom. Feel free to reach out to me if you don't have a financial advisor, if you aren't using Mint or eMoney or any of those types of programs. This will help you get started on some basic budgeting. I'm happy to provide it to folks because it's something you should be doing as a small business owner. If you don't know what's happening at home, you will focus on your business to the exclusion of making sure you eat when you get home at night.
Well, and I'll also say this. That's a really great tool for an individual. And if you want one for a business, reach out to me because I've got the tools for your business that will have you be in that position.
Right. And you need to be doing both sides.
Absolutely. Don't go one place with the other.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd, thank you. It's been a really enlightening conversation today. Is there anything else you want to say or share as we go into the weekend?
Well, sure. I guess I'll talk. I've said this before. We're all nervous. We're all feeling a little out of our comfort zone being locked at home. I'm going to give you two thoughts to carry. Number one, don't react. Be proactive. Don't say, oh my God, things are going down, and pull everything out to the sidelines. These are not your prices unless you're retiring today or need money out today. Don't overreact to things. And the second thing is make smart decisions for yourself, for your employees, for your families. Stay safe, stay indoors, do what you can through virtual experience. Protect yourself, protect the people that matter to you.
Awesome. In closing, I just want to say to everyone, hey, look, we've made it through another week. It's not been perfect. We're seeing all of the scars and scabs and hair that's growing. Listen, that's just what's happening. We're going to make it through this. And it's going to take an effort by everybody to stay healthy and well, and also to help each other. Be good to your neighbors. Be good to your family. Take care of yourself. Have a great weekend. For Todd and I today, we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great weekend.